Running in an election campaign during a pandemic is one thing. Running in an election campaign when you're a paramedic during a pandemic is quite another. But that's what Rod Samson is doing. He served as municipal councilor for the previous District 2 in Richmond County from 2012 to 2016. He ran again in 2016, and while that election didn't turn out the way he wished, he's giving it another try in 2020, running in the current District 1. We spoke to Rod Samson here at the Telile studios a little earlier this week. Here's that interview right now. And we're pleased to be joined by District 1 candidate for Richmond County, Rod Samson, in our Telile 24/7 studios today. Rod, thank you for joining us on the show this week.
Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, and I'll begin just by asking simply, how is the campaign going?
Well, I mean, this year it's a little different, with a global pandemic and all, COVID-19. So we chose not to go door to door, so it's kind of like some phone calls and a little bit of Facebook stuff. Though I'm meeting people outside, whether it be at the grocery store or at whatever, if there was any events, or at the mail or whatnot, and we chat there, and it's quite interesting. It's quite different for sure.
How is that all working for you as a candidate? Because, like you say, you don't have the luxury of being able to go door to door and to see people the way you normally would. So do you feel like you're hearing from the people, and what are they saying to you in terms of what their issues are?
Well, I'm hearing from some people, of course not everyone, and that's the sad part of this, what's going on these days. At the end of the day, that we all know that there are issues going on here, and people are echoing the problems and what they feel are problems, and you're listening to them and trying to bring that up to council, and hopefully bring it up to council and try and rectify some of their problems, whether it be in housing, or whether it be in tourism, or just job security, or in jobs in general, healthcare. There's so many things that I wish I could snap my fingers and fix it all, but I don't think it can be done that way. But I think we can move forward. If we all work together, we can move forward and nip a lot of these things in the bud, one at a time. Yeah.
You come from a unique perspective because you are one of a handful of former councillors that are running in this election that didn't win election the last time around, but are trying to return to municipal service. And just as with last time, you're dealing with a bigger riding than the one that you last served, the old District 2 that took in Petty de Gras, Little Ants, Samson's Cove, Alderney Point, those areas, and now you have a larger district, just as you had in 2016 when you ran. Is it a challenge to be able to try to cover a larger district, especially, as you say, during these pandemic times?
Well, it definitely is a challenge. I mean, the bigger district is a lot more doors, a lot more people, and mostly, a few extra problems, a few extra issues, I guess. I shouldn't say problems, but issues that need to be rectified. Not always Petty de Gras and Little Ants issues are the same as Alderney Point or Cape Oget or anything of that nature. So, it's definitely different, and it's a little bit more difficult. But hopefully, as people start chatting and explaining what their issues are, hopefully we can, like I said, start rectifying some of those issues. Yeah.
This is your third consecutive election campaign. As we mentioned, you ran in 2016. Why did you feel that the time was right to run again? What compelled you to put your name on the ballot again this time around?
Well, to be honest, at first, after 2016, I was pretty devastated, I guess, with the loss, and I understood that people may have thought that I wasn't representing properly, or maybe I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not 100% sure, but as time went on, people kept approaching myself or my wife and encouraging me to run again, and that kind of, between that and then talking to my family and are we ready for this again? Yeah, totally. It's an easy issue. It's an easy yes for me. I love my community. I love Richmond County, and if I can do anything to help us move forward over the next 4 years, then I definitely want to be the person to do that. Yeah.
You served from 2012 to 2016 in the former District 2. That was, shall we say, a colorful period in Richmond municipal history with all that was going on. But it was also a period in which there was really quite a debate over whether to reduce the number of council members from 10 to 5. You were part of a group that advocated very openly for the reduction of the number of council districts. And you come out of that, you mentioned a tough loss in that election of 2016. Is there something you've taken away from all of that, including the last election campaign and its result, that you think may have given you a good lesson and a really different perspective on this campaign in 2020? What do you take away from all that?
Well, one of the things I do take away is not to take people for granted or take things in general for granted. It could have been something that I've done in 2016, and that could have been one of the reasons I wasn't successful. But I vowed that that will never happen again. I've been an advocate for many things, and being truthful and honest with people is definitely something that I strive to do, and I take pride in.
Was it hard for you to be away from the council table over the past 4 years, not necessarily in reference to one or two specific issues or how council dealt with it, but was it difficult for you overall not being able to be part of all that?
Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, I'm sure some of the things are, I'm kind of glad I was away from, but no, in all seriousness, no, it was difficult because I enjoyed my time helping people, and that was the whole point of being there. Trying to move ourselves forward, and we had come up with great strategies that ended up being tossed aside. I really don't want to say tossed aside, but ended up being revamped, I guess, and we had negative impact, I believe, on that. And one of the things I'm talking about was the tourism strategy that we had here, which was quite aggressive, and it's sad that it didn't go through, and there's lots of organizations that are sad and not happy about that, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can change that in the future for sure.
Well, I wanted to wrap up this interview by asking you, as I've asked all the candidates for Richmond County this time around, who inspires you in terms of leadership or even just basic public service? Are there one or two people through your life that might have made an impact on you in that regard? Who do you turn to in times like this?
Well, regretfully, I can't turn to this person anymore, but before I ran, John Boudreau, the former warden, my councilor in District 2, who I had many conversations with, who opened up a lot of doors for me, for organizations around the county. He was quite an advocate for the people around here and for economic development and whatnot. He taught me a few things when it came to some politics and stuff like that, and I'm very grateful to have known him very well, and I'm hoping that he's smiling somewhere up there, and with the work that we're doing here today.
I rarely saw John without a smile on his face while he was warden, so I hope that is the case for you as well, too. All right, we've covered a lot of ground in a short time. Rod, I appreciate you giving us some time here today. Did you want to add anything else before we wrap this up?
Well, I just want to add a great thank you to yourself, Adam, and the staff here at Telile for giving us the opportunity to do this for me, not going door to door. This is kind of a bonus for residents to see what I have to say, and if they have any questions, by all means, they're always welcome to give me a call or message me on Facebook or call me at home. I don't know if you want to put my number up there, 902-226-3087. Or if you want to really get a hold of me all the time, it's 902-227-7727. And I just hope that people exercise their right to vote. And, advance poll coming up on Saturday the 10th and Tuesday the 13th and Election Day the 17th. I just hope everybody gets out there and we have a great voter turnout.
Well, we're certainly hoping for the best in that regard. And in the meantime, we want to thank you once again, Rod, for joining us at the Telile studios today. And good luck in the rest of the campaign.
Thank you so much, Adam. Appreciate it.